Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. We continue to bring you the best in pro wrestling logic related content with over 2,800 of these. There's plenty of stuff for you to check out. We will be covering the SmackDown for the 8th of July, 2022 in this particular audio, and ultimately it is what it is. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a number one contenders match. I'm not sure that this needs to happen 15 years after both guys were with the company, but it is what it is. Anyhow, so they recap Money in the Bank and Theory's late entrance, Roman Reigns interview. He comes out with Heyman and the Usos and takes 5 minutes to do the entrance just because we're killing time. Finally, 14 minutes into the show, nearly a quarter hour into a 2 hour show, Reigns tells the crowd to acknowledge him, talks about his athlete's lifestyle and how he's happy to be here on SmackDown, but Heyman's looking worried. Heyman then has a shaky hand, takes the mic. He says, "I love you, my tribal chief. Unfortunately, there's a problem. Brock Lesnar. He's the most dominant champion of the past 35 years, but Lesnar doesn't respect that. And honestly, there's been longer reigns in the last 35 years, so no, not a fan. But anyway, who lets, honesty get in the way of a good story? Brock doesn't respect that. There'll be one last match against Reigns when Brock is in command. He's dangerous. He takes out Goldberg and The Undertaker. Heyman then is scared because now he's going to have to see a violent Roman Reigns. Put Brock down for 10 count, a whole different story, so Reigns will have to put the greatest performance of his career. Segment is about to end, but Theory's music plays. He emerges once again. All he did was dance around, and he's posing with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Not a fan. Anyway, recap of the Viking Raiders and New Day feud. Not bad. Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar defeat Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Why are you recapping them with better talents when you just come here? Shanky wants to have fun. Jinder tags himself in and tries to get the big man to take things seriously. That doesn't work out very well. Thrust kick by one of the by Jinder, and then Shanky's dancing at ringside and not really caring about the match. If he doesn't care, at least the dancing is entertaining enough. Getting a tag, Viking Raiders hit double powerbomb for a squash win. After the match, Viking Raiders continued to beat down Jinder Mahal. The New Day interrupts, and they admit they kicked their butts last week. However, their butts are still here, thick AF. That produced the New Day rushes the Viking Raiders, but they immediately crush without effort. They hit their finisher on Kofi. After winning the bank last week, Happy Corbin attacked Pat McCaffrey at the announcer's desk. At the end of the day, on the floor. They'll face off at SummerSlam because celebrities need to be in SummerSlam matches. Corbin joins commentary saying that he outshines McCaffrey on commentary. Pat's not in the building. After commercial, Gunther and Ludwig are both in the ring. Ludwig talking about how nobody in attendance is worthy of watching Gunther compete. However, he also has to defend an open challenge tonight. Gunther speaks about the horrible what chance that he sees. Nakamura comes out as fresh challenger. Corbin acts like this is a complete surprise. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Ludwig Kaiser with Gunther. Nakamura runs wild right away and gets a distraction from Gunther, allowing Ludwig to take control just for a little bit. Upon return from the break, Nakamura starts his comeback. Ludwig cuts him off. Hits a butterfly suplex, but Nakamura avoids a soccer kick and hits an enziguri. Kinshasa follows for the win for Nakamura. After the match, Gunther is frustrated with Ludwig berating him, and there's chance of USA. Yeah. Video package recapping Ronda Rousey returning to SmackDown Women's Championship and retaining the championship over Liv Morgan's subsequent victory at Money in the Bank is also highlighted here. Morgan promo after the commercial. Michael Cole and Liv are in the ring. He congratulates her, but then points out that Ronda had suffered a knee injury prior to the match and wants a rematch at SummerSlam. Liv says, bring it. Culmination of a lifetime of hard work, and she's willing to work even harder to hold on to the championship. Cole then says, Liv wears her heart on her sleeve and suffered setback, but now she's here. She wants to know how it feels to be SmackDown Women's Champion. Liv says it meant everything to her. At points, she wasn't sure she'd make it, but here she is. John Cena would say never give up, and so she's stealing from Cena because she doesn't have original stuff written for her. Natalia's music hit, and she walks out. She said there's no way Liv could have beaten Ronda Rousey if she's fresh. She's only won because Natalia injured her. Rousey's music plays, and she walks out, and she's challenging for the title. A lot easier than defending it. Don't know how. Anyway, she asked the crowd if they wanted to see her beat up Natalia. Natalia beat her to the punch, and Liv sends Natalia out of the ring. Ronda Rousey defeats Natalia. After the break, Ronda immediately sends Natalia out of the ring. She pursues her around the ring and is distracted by the pain in her left knee. Back in the ring, Ronda slams Natalia and applies an ankle lock submission. Drew McIntyre's backstage. The interview about his chances to beat Sheamus tonight. McIntyre said the Clash of the Castle would be a huge match, and whoever wins that would be the one to face Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar coming in that, and he's basically getting ready. Maximum Male Models unveil 2022 tennis outfits. Max Dupri's in the ring, and he's presented 2022 tennis collection. First model is Marseille. He dressed in full tennis wear. Dupri talked him up. Next is Mansour, pronounced Mansoir. And then they do the same thing. Dupri then asked people to submit their photos for a chance to join the team. His slogans is titillate the juices of your guilty pleasures. What? Anyway, Theory is backstage, asked about what message he's trying to send to Roman Reigns earlier tonight. He said he didn't matter who was champion, but everyone's looking at someone to knock Reigns off the pedestal. He'll beat Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam, and Reigns and Lesnar had better be ready for who's ever after the match. He then walks off, but then Madcap shows up saying he'd love to shove briefcase in Theory's tailpipe. Aaliyah and Lacey Evans come out for a match teaming up with each other. What a dumb idea. During the entrances, Lacey's dissatisfied with her initial response, so she goes back and gets at it again. And then she goes after a third try. Lacey gets on the microphone and says she's disgusted with the response she received. She pounded her heart and soul. She poured her heart and soul out for nothing. There was no match. Aaliyah tries to stop Lacey from walking out. Lacey levels her with a woman's right. What a waste of time. But hey, this is SmackDown, so why not? Then we go to Tag Team Champions, number one contenders match. The Usos defeat Los Lotharios, Angel and Humberto. Join the match in progress with Lotharios in control. Why we're joining it in progress, we don't know. Oh yeah, we don't care about wrestling. They then send the Usos out to the floor, but feigned dives. Usos regain control and hit super kicks along with pop-up power bombs along the way. Samoan drop for 2 count, and then super kicks, and gives them the 10 for the win. After the match, Kayla enters and suggests the Usos got away with the victory at Money in the Bank. Replay shows Ford shoulder was up. Kayla then said, looks like they're cheating. Don't know how that's cheating, but anyway, that's WWE logic for you. Jimmy said it's not their fault, that the officials' fault, and Kayla said there'd be a rematch at SummerSlam, potentially with a special guest referee, but nobody cares. SmackDown lineup for the 15th, Liv Morgan and Natalya, Theory, and Madcap Moss. Before the match, Sheamus started to cut a promo, but he's interrupted with a coughing fit. He said he can't compete until he gets tested, but don't worry because Butch is ready to wrestle. Blatant false advertising there. Drew McIntyre defeats Bush with Sheamus and Rich Holland. Originally supposed to be McIntyre and Sheamus, but it doesn't happen. McIntyre immediately levels Butch with a glass cow kiss. Distraction from Ridge allows Butch to hit a Gamagiri, but McIntyre quickly hits a neckbreaker and nips up. The Claymore kick for the win. Immediately after the match, Ridge attacks McIntyre, dispatches him with a Future Shock DDT. Sheamus hops in and beats on McIntyre, and this is the way they close the show. SmackDown is just abysmal, but it is what it is. We'll be back with more right after this.